Hi, this is a quick demonstration on some of the basics of using iMovie, and if you're on a Mac, this will be software you have access to. Here I have iMovie open, and when you start a new project, it'll probably open up looking like this, and this might throw you off. Sometimes up here, you'll see these little places for you to build your project. Sometimes, if I click this button, it's going to switch those around. And so sometimes you'll see the place to build the project down here depending on who's set it up last. So that might be a little confusing, but realize that if things look differently, you can switch this button and trade those two areas. So I'm going to just import a couple different things and show you the basics of putting them together and let you have some time to play with it on your own. We're going to start out by seeing how to add video that you capture directly from your computer. You can also do this directly from a camera if you're using an external video camera. But you can see this video icon over here on the left, the little camera shape. If I click that, I can record myself directly from my webcam. And I'll be doing that so you can see the video comes up here and says, hello, we're going to capture it. I'm going to click capture, and it's going to say new event, and we start recording the video as my webcam is capturing it. So this can be useful if you want to interview someone or have someone give some narration. That's a basic way to do that. So if we stop, it's going to process the video and it's going to give it to us to use in our project. I'm going to click done here, and that'll be there for us to use. But let's say in this case I don't want to use the captured video, I want to use something that I've downloaded, and this is something maybe I found on a Creative Commons source or on YouTube or something I've downloaded from another camera. So over here to the side of my screen I have a video file. Most of the video formats will work, whether it be .mov, MP4, things like that. There are a couple that aren't going to be compatible, in which case you might need to transfer them to a different file type or record them a different way. So the way I want to import that into my project is by going up to my File menu and going to Import, and then I'm just going to say Movies, and that's going to let me find where my file is saved. This one is saved on my desktop, and this is some public domain footage that I found with some old car racing that you might use historically or for a documentary. Because this is video editing software, things do tend to take a little longer. Video takes a while for computers to process, so don't worry if it takes a little while. If you have kind of your own laptop and it's full, it can be really slow, so be careful with that. And it's going to import the entire movie, but let's say I don't want to use the entire 7-minute clip in my video. You're probably never going to want to use the entire clip of anything. It's going to show it down here. Oh, there's the one that I recorded, so I've got that in my library. Here's the one that I imported. So if you don't see them right away, they might be hidden in this list. So let's use this one that I imported, and it has little thumbnails. You can see if I start my mouse down here and kind of drag it along, the video will be playing up in the upper right corner, either slower or faster depending on how I drag it. That's giving me a little preview. I can go backwards and forwards, giving me a little preview so I can see where things are happening. Let's select this little car race portion, and you can see the yellow box is my selection, what I've got highlighted, and let's kind of go back and forth, make sure it's starting at a place I want to. And this looks like a good selection to me. All I need to do now is drag it up here, and it becomes part of my movie. This frame rate thing, you don't quite have to worry about. It's only because this is an older movie. That probably won't happen with a lot of your footage. But there we have, so this part up here where I'm actually building is my actual video. And down at the bottom is just my library of clips. So you can see I got a little bit of this guy sitting in the car, which maybe I didn't want. So let's select that part and go back to right where it starts, right at this black spot. And let's just, once it's highlighted in yellow, I can hit the delete key and it's gone. So we just start right here. Alright, and let's put in some still photos to go along with this. This isn't going to look like anything interesting at all. Your videos will be a lot better. but just to show you how you can easily do it, over here on the left I have some photos that I've saved from online sources. I'm just going to drag them straight onto my project, and they're going to get tacked on. And let's have a little test run. I'm going to put my cursor here and hit the space bar, and that's going to play my video so far. So you can see as it gets to the end of this clip, it's just going to click into those photos, and it's playing it a little behind. I'm not quite sure why it's playing the orange flower as the horse, but the actual photo goes from here into the orange flower into the horse. And you can see it's automatically put a little zoom effect. Once I go into my horse picture, it's panning out. It'll automatically put that effect on any still photos. If I go here, look at my clip in the upper left corner, I'm going to push this crop tool button. It's not going to let me select that. There we go, double click. This is what it's doing. It's putting what is called a Ken Burns effect, and that's the panning out. And so it's starting at this green box and slowly zooming in the picture to the red box. If I like that, I can change around where the green and red box go. But if I don't like that, I'm just going to fit it or crop it, and it'll be still. And again, the Ken Burns effect lets me drag around where I want to start and end, or I can switch, and so it starts smaller and ends bigger. So let's keep that Ken Burns effect on these horses. We'll click done, but then maybe on the flower clip, I'm just going to fit it to the screen so it's still. So there's a couple different things you can do. Now if I'm watching a video and I just quickly cut to a new picture, it's not going to be very interesting to me as a viewer. So what I want to do is add some transitions. This box over here brings up the transitions, and this is a little bit like a PowerPoint animation, and you have different effects. Don't go too crazy on the effects and have them be distracting from your material, but do something that looks nice. I'm going to pick maybe a cross dissolve, and I'm just going to drag this up. Oops, I put it in the wrong place. Click on that and delete it. And I'm going to drag it again up in between my two clips, and it's going to apply this cross dissolve. I don't know why it's squishing my video like that. Try it right here. Hopefully we'll see that transition work correctly. It's not previewing correctly, but once we preview the entire video project, it will. Let's put another one. Let's put a fade to white effect in between these two clips, and hopefully that'll preview correctly for us. Let's just see if that is previewing right here. Let's go to play in full screen playback mode to see what it looks like. So we're going to see our car race, about 20 seconds of that, and then hopefully it'll transition correctly into our flowers and into our horses. And those transitions are not showing up correctly. Let's escape out of there. For now, for the demo, it's not going to work. It will work correctly when you do it in your project here. One more thing I want to show you is adding titles. This T is a title screen. You can put a title on a blank spot like this. You can choose the background. You just want a black background here, and then you can say this is the next headline, and it'll show up like that. You can change the fonts, and you can see here is the actual title text, and here is the background. Or I can drag titles over the clip itself, and we'll say, we'll edit this text here and make it say racing cars. And that will display right over the video itself, the racing cars title. So this is apparently really ugly right now. Make yours look nicer. And one last thing we can add is music. There's two ways to do music. If you do it from the menu over here, it'll go to your computer's iTunes files. This works if you're using your own computer. If I add it from another file, I'm just going to drag it onto my desktop here. This is something I got from Free Play Music. I can just drag it straight on here and it'll be in the background. And again, I can edit, and it's going to sound terrible when I scroll over it. I can edit the settings, clip the trim the music clip. Let's say I only want to use this much of it. I got my beginning and ending.
Clap, clap, clap.
You know, you can play with this, make it shorter or longer.
Russell think that he got into a TEDx
There
talk.
are some different
Under the
things you can
guise of
do
being
with
a documentary
iMovie,
filmmaker.
and
And
we'll
he
have
shows
plenty of
up
time in the
dressed
lab to try it out.
knight's armor for
So,
his speech.
thanks.
And he